Hey folks, mixing up a little for today's Bree Rambles. Going to be talking about Mass Effect 2. I know it's kind of weird, I'm starting with the middle of a trilogy, but fuck it, that's what I want to do. It was probably my favorite of the three games. I mean, Mass Effect 1 was incredibly fun, except for the fact that it had the Mako, which automatically decreases like 50 billion points because I hated that fucking thing. Oh god, driving around the lava planet where you go get Liara. Oh, hated it. Because not only did you have to drive and avoid the lava, but you had to shoot fucking Geth, too. And I am not good with the multitasking when it comes to driving in video games. Especially one that drives like a brick, the way the Mako did. But anyways, we're not talking about Mass Effect 1, we're talking about Mass Effect 2. And Mass Effect 2 replaced the Mako with planet scanning and mining, and I loved that shit. Just go to, go to an area, scan the planets, find one that was rich, and mine it for all its minerals. It was great. And, you didn't have to worry about driving and falling into things, just making sure you had enough fuel and probe so you could probe planets. And I loved Mass Effect 2 because the characters were just so amazing. They were just fun. And you could just run around and talk to them. That's what I did. I ran around and talked to them all the time in between missions. You're like, all right, time to go talk to the crew and go make the rounds. And granted, I missed some characters from 1, like Rex, because, oh god, I loved him. He was one of my favorites in the first one, and Caden, because he was ridiculously adorable, and loved the voice actor for him, so kind of missed him. And granted, he does show up, but he's kind of a dick. But that's for later in the ramble. First off, some of the, because you hadn't really had much of, like, variety aliens-wise on the ship. I mean, in the first one you had Liara, and you had Rex, and that was about it. But on this one you get a Solarian, Morden, who was one of my favorites because he's just fucking adorable. And every time I had a chance to, I would run down to the lab and be all, hey Morden, you want to talk? You want to talk? I kind of want to talk. You want to talk? And, sometimes he'd be very, not now, Shepard, I got shit to do. But I would come back shortly and see if he was up for a chat. And, getting him to sing Gilbert and Sullivan was great. And Shepard's just sort of speechless after, which was kind of hilarious. They're like, all right, you're a musician. Cool. And the fact that I would totally watch an Elcor Hamlet. I mean, how many ever hours of it that it is. They're just so much fun. All the alien species are great. I love the Elcor. I love the Volus. I love Krogans. God, I love Krogans. They're adorable, which is kind of weird considering that they're Krogans. And oh god, Garrus Vakarian. He is just as adorable as Caden is in the first one. Especially if you romance. Just like, aw, you're so goofy. But he's adorable. And it's just fun to sort of run into all the old characters from 1, especially if you have imported a game, because you get to see, it changes all the interactions because they have all the information from the first game, and if you save Rex, he shows up on Tuchanka, which is groovy. But it's just you get to know the characters, and you get to do like the loyalty missions and help them out, and the ending of the game is all dependent on on what you do. It's not, I'm not going to mention anything about Mass Effect 3, but everything that happens in the ending is dependent upon what you do. If you don't, go and take time to get to know all your crewmates and, get them to be loyal to you, things could go kind of awry. If you don't take the time to upgrade all that you need to, things could go awry in that final mission and people could die. So people surviving that final mission is all dependent on what you take time to do. If you just go straight through all the story shit, you're not going to get everything, and you could lose a lot of people. I mean, hell, Shepard could fucking die during the last mission, and you're just left with poor Joker being left to go, oh, the Reapers are coming! Surprise! And it's kind of neat that it's so dependent upon what you do. And granted, I'm kind of a must have all the side missions thing, so I would go talk to everybody, go to every little planet, and detect every single anomaly that Edie found. And it was just fun. And, the one thing I decided was that Thane's little memory flashback thing was kind of freaky, but I thought it was just a Drell thing. I was like, okay, we'll just avoid, romancing the Drell. But I finished the game, and I went to go talk to everybody again. And Kelly, I almost forgot her name, but you're sort of like assistant slash psychologist on the game and the ship, is talking about what happened, and she does the same sort of flashback thing. So then I realized, oh, it's not, how their like perfect memory works. It's just how the game does flashbacks, which made it a little less creepy, I guess, if you will. But it's just so much fun that you get to, and for all the fact that he as a character is completely untrustworthy, I love the elusive man. Probably it's because it's Martin Sheen's, voice, and he's just awesome in the role. But it's just a fun little... It's just fun to go and, sort of snark at him as much as you can with the, the choices and the dialogue wheel. But it was fun to sort of see your character having to work with him, even though he, runs Cerberus and you had issues with Cerberus in the first game. It was just kind of fun to, to interact with. And the fact that, when you found an anomaly on a planet, you could just go directly to where you needed to go. You didn't have to drive all the fuck around just to get there like you did in 1, which was very much appreciated because, again, I hated the Mako. And the first time I played Mass Effect 2, I chose an infiltrator, which I have no idea why, because I really suck at the shooting part of shooting games, which, as long as they're a fun game, I really don't care how badly I suck. But there had been a gap in between my starting the game and my picking it back up. So I went to, play the game, and the realization of, I'm playing an infiltrator, I'm a sniper? Why the hell did I choose the sniper when making my character? But it ended up being really, really fun, especially when you get, like, the best sniper rifle in the game is just one-shot kills. And it slows down time, so you have time to, kind of aim and take them out. But if you're using the one-shot gun, it's not so bad. So I actually had a really good time playing the infiltrator, which was kind of weird because, again, sucky at the shooting games. But anyways, that is all for this ramble, and tune in next time to when I ramble about something different. Toodles!